Hey everybody, how's it? What's going on? It's a Happy Aloha Friday stream. We're into April, and April 1st, we all survived somehow. And we're here. We're chilling. I'm Abo. Abo? Jeez, we're already, what? I'm just saying. Avocado. It's the Avocado Show. I'm the Abba. The streamers are the Kados, or my comments here. My stream chat buddies are the Kados, officially now known as the Kados, here in the Avocado Show. And today we got a nice long list. We also have some makeups from last week. I know that some people come in during the week and actually preload their donos and stuff. So by the time I get to a Friday, there's a bunch of people there, and then we get a bunch that actually show up on the day of. So I'm going to go until I can't go anymore. And first I want to say super mahalo to everybody who has been coming in and dropping the donos. But we have a couple of great things here. Number one, Jake Zira, one of our legacy Kados, got his 140,000 point playlist redeem, which means up to an hour of music, and he can join me. He can join me on video, or if it's just audio, or if it's just send me the playlist and I do it. So that's what that is. I've done already a couple that have been fun and successful. Also, coming around the corner too, Patty Cakes, another one of our legacy cats. We get to kind of revisit that because I did a little technical mistake on that. So we got some dono recaps. I'm sorry, some point redeems. No, that's okay, guys. I'm in good shape. Because before I started the stream, they saw me take a couple hits of stuff, so I'll be just fine. And just to think you do a drugs, it wasn't that. It was a couple hits of this so that I can actually get through my stream. So anyhow, we're just going to get right to it. Why not? April is going to be a little different than normal. I have a friend in from out of town. My birthday is next week. So it might just be the Fridays, and then I will, if I cannot, I don't think I'm going to get everybody's dono in on this one. I will come in tomorrow for a short hack to make up for the donos I don't get today. But in general, right now, I'm only doing Fridays. And so what do you say we get going? I say we do that. Oh, Lacrimosa, you too? Gee. All right. Then we are the Aries Bros. And I think we had somebody else had a birthday this week, right? I'm not sure. All right. What I do now, 1 a.m. What I do now, I can see it. Whenever he puts that emoji on there and he says, I did something wrong. Is there a look? Hello? Brain cells, are you in there? I'm just saying. I don't know. All right. We're going to start ourselves with some cheese. We're only going to be working the queso pobre. Everything is wrong. You're beating the crap out of me. Okay. Let me refresh. We're going to start ourselves with the wheel of cheese here. This is leftover from last week's stream. So stand by. I got to do a clearance haul here. Wheel, interact. Okay. Let's go. Let's see how populated this is. Not too bad. Not too bad. Are you guys ready? You guys remember the rules? Nothing over 7 minutes. Anything over 7 minutes is an automatically punt. Let's go. Oh. Ask and you shall receive. Oh my God, the truth shall set you free. Finally, you have no idea how bad Mason has been crying that he's been missed by that much or that much or this much or that much, and like hasn't had a win since the Last Supper. I think it was like it was like a Judas move or something. I don't know what it was, the apostles and the whole thing, but it came together. Jesus saves. Hang on for a second. I want to revel in this for a second. I want maybe a screenshot. Wait a second. Hang on. Somebody do a like for Twitch or something, so I can prove that Mason won. Okay. All right, guys. Let's see what Mason wants us to listen to. You have no idea the implications of what that win means. Okay. And the mods are laughing. Let me see. Okay, Mason, we are going to be doing something from Steven Universe. Let's see what we got here from Steven Universe. This is a track called The Breaking Point. Gee, Mason, I thought you would have left a big fat message, but I guess you've probably typed in 1,000 times messages and didn't feel like doing it anymore, so you just went ahead and just put in the thing, didn't you? You didn't want to participate. So this is what I get. I'm kidding. All right, Mason, everybody, one more time. Let's give Mason one more congratulations, and let's play our first track. Here we go. Let's see what Mason wants from us. Doo-doo-doo. Oops. Almost lost the link, Mason. Wouldn't have that been funny? Okay, here we go. It's already messing around with my earballs as far as the vibey left and right. What a trippy bass tone. It's got that little upper high-end sizzle. I like that drum, whatever the composer uses there. It's mono. So Mason, you got to fill this in for me. Is this to a scene? Yeah, Australia does. It has that sound design element to everything except for the pads. Oh, it's a Rebecca Sugar project. Well, we all know what that means because she's incredibly creative. Trippy blend on the snare. There's like a tight little trap sound. It has it layered with a little more of a snappier reverb saturated snare. So Mason's saying that this is kind of a vibe where the character is almost getting killed. See, this track moves more like a scene piece, you know, written for. I don't know anything about Steven Universe, but by looking at the little thumbnail here, oddly enough, everything that I'm listening to kind of manages itself into that thumbnail. Very experimental and abstract for sure. Manette and gator cheese. A very expressive piece of music. Nothing ever sits long enough for you to get kind of locked into anything, not even a particular sound. Her DAW must be at least like 40 tracks. Yeah, you know what? It had that. You know what, Mason? You're right. You know, since you told me that it was actually a scene cut, when it got down to, because it was a very percussive piece. Yeah, I mean, there were the pads and stuff that were in and out of it and stuff, and little, you know, musical lines. If you would, most of it was really based around the percussive elements and the sound design around the percussive elements as kind of a showcase. But when it ended, and there was that little pad that kind of went off there, just as you just wrote what it said right there, as far as, that last little, you know, maybe 18 seconds of pad work is them realizing that we shouldn't be fighting each other anymore, kind of a vibe. But I got to tell you something, that was 6 minutes. That must have been one long-ass scene of them going back and forth at it. But I did like, it kind of gave me a little bit of the Trent Reznor, you know, Nine Inch Nails-y kind of vibe in that sense where, I don't know why I'm doing this, is... because that's, you know, Trent Reznor obviously focuses a lot on percussive sound design too, and spends time doing it. Layered snares, as a matter of fact, there was just that one like bar and a half where actually it sounded like a drum kit came in, but I guess everything had to match, you know, what was going on screen. Mason Gator, thank you very much. You finally won. Okay, I'll see you in a year then. No, I'm kidding. I'm just saying, it just seems to be that's what happens to you. You get on the wheel and all of a sudden, you know? Anyhow, thank you. Yes, you finally cheesed. Okay, let's refresh. Let me get a new group of cheese here. Oh my gosh. All right, refreshing the wheel of cheese here. Let's see what we got. Whoops, that was the wrong one. I almost hit the wrong button. Mason, do you want to take a screenshot of this just for yourself before I close it? You know, just so, you know, maybe put a frame on it or something, and maybe post it on your instant grandpa or something. I'm just saying. And away we go. Bye, Mason. All right, here we go. Let me refresh this. Hey, what the hell? Oh, no, 1 a.m. broke the freaking cheese wheel. Stand by. On the ukulele. Okay, there we go. Hey, 1 a.m. Did you ever blow bubbles when you were a kid? Because if you did, I bumped into him the other day. He wanted me to say hi. Anyhow, let me see. I'm sorry. Well, I do it. Oh my goodness. Bam, there he goes. 1 a.m.'s gonna crush me. He has all the power too. The one guy that I make a bad joke to, he has all the power. All right, it looks like beep 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 bo 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 beep boo boo. Just one. Let's see what happens here with beep 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 ba ba beep bo bo. Beep beep ba ba beep beep boo bo 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 would like us to listen to Uh, what's Ga Metal? Ga Metal? Is that a Pokemon thing? Is it your birthday, Brex? Happy birthday, Bronus. So we are going to be listening to a track. The artist is Ga Metal, I guess. Pokemon Sun and Moon. This is called Gladian's Theme. You guys ready? Let's go. This is the cover. Oh, I've listened to something from this guy. He's great. That keyboard arrangement's killing it in the back. Great arrangements here. Great mix. Oof. Another monster talent in the world here. I love the patch he has with the keyboard arrangement. Dig into it with your ears and listen to how insane that sounds. I know he did have a big hook on that, didn't he? He definitely had that. Oh, it's got a region in Hawaii? Maybe I should, just like that other driving game I did. It's funny that he did a cymbal grab on a synth. I don't know if it actually responds that way. That was great. Oh, they do? You can do that? Okay. Damn, that was so badass. I forgot the name of the person that asked me to listen to this. It's musicians like this that make me happy that I don't have to write music for a living anymore. You know, just extraordinarily talented and great. The arrangements were kind of complex. There was nothing that was just kind of sitting around and being lollygag. Nothing. From the drums to the bass to the keyboard accompaniment and the arrangements there, everything was very cooking and moving and shredding. Now you guys know, I don't because I've never heard it, but I'm taking that at least the speed of the track is comparable to the original, because I'm pretty sure if this is a cover, the melody and everything that he played is exactly what it was. So I don't know if this composer sped it up a little bit or may have slowed it down a little bit. In of itself, it could have just stood up without me knowing that it was a Pokemon cover, just as a bang-ass track. But it, obviously very pop and very fun. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty close? Okay. Yeah, so, you know, it definitely had that. But, you know, talent like this all the time. That's another thing that I love about what the internet has done, you know, as far as giving opportunities for musicians to show themselves. because back in the day, I think I've told you this once before, in the late 70s and the early 80s when I started writing music and, you know, just doing things, I was frowned upon for letting anybody know that I played all the instruments. Oh, you can't do that, because then they're going to think that you can't work with you, and then you won't be able to make suggestions, and you're going to be too hard to work with and stuff. So it was really frowned upon, and I found myself succumbing to that. And when I send out my little cassette tapes, you know, with the little sticker, copyright 1979, you know, music written by, and the things that we did on our little cassette tapes in the boxes, wouldn't mention anything about that, you know. So that was kind of suppression of that kind of thing. Nowadays, it's celebrated like it's nobody's business. So then again, I didn't have a tenth of what kind of talent this guy had. So maybe there was a reason they were telling me not to tell anybody that I played all the instruments, because maybe I completely sucked. I'm just saying. Anyhow, that's, you know, that's that thing. So let's go into now our regular. We're going to go into our regular here, guys. Thank you very much for hanging out for some cheesies. Beep, 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 beep was the winner, along with Mason Gator. And we're going to go with Rotten Soundgarden, who's this dono's been lurking since the 23rd of March, you know. And so, you know, and then after Mason, we're going to hit it top down. And so, Mason. Ahora no queso fresco. ¿Sabes qué? Porque nosotros tenemos un problema ahora con queso fresco. You know if you know. But next week, I think we'll be able to bring back queso fresco. Yeah, sorry, I just went into Duolingo. All right, let's go. Where? No, wait. Where's Soundgarden? Oh, there you are. Okay, I see you. Okay, here we go. So this song is called Alamai. The name of the band is Shepherd's Rain. So hi, Jeebs and fellow earballs. Shepherd's Rain is a Polynesian band from Auckland, New Zealand. The song is sung in Samoan. The song title means awaken. The video description has the lyrics in Samoan and English. All right. I look forward to this for sure. All right, guys, let's do this. The tuere. I think that's the tuere. Nice. Jeez. Nice, giving it a really cool cinematic vibe with those vocal background choral arrangements of the pads. This has that Meshuggah vibe to it. I think I'm feeling that because of the tone of the guitars as well. Yeah, Doc Doom, there was a little bit of that bleed kind of in there, and I like that. Great hook. It gives you like a positive outlook into the future, but still going through, you know, rough shit. Okay, that was an expected change there. They got me all so set on that other pattern. Yeah, the big chihu. Guys, solos, fantastic phrasing on the solo in fours. Love this section, how it gets so fat and wide. Oh, the drainage of the saturated tubes at the end of a song here. What a ball-blasting song. First metal track of the session here. You know, something else that's really unique when I watch something like this, especially, they're so historical, and a lot of the music that I've listened to always is a reference to culture and stuff like that. I don't know what the name of the particular weapon that he's holding, the singer, but because every day I'm amongst my friends. Remember that picture I put up on Discord? I have Samoan, Tongan, Polynesian, Hawaiian cultural educators. So I'm surrounded by, you know, many different cultures from the Pacific Islands. And it's really unique because the Samoans and the Tongans are sometimes the most coolest people. They're giants. They're freaking giants of people, most of them. But they just have the biggest hearts and stuff like that. So when I hear this kind of representation, I also know there's a cultural call to action that's behind it. So in most cases, whenever I've listened to any of the metal bands that come from that, you know, whether it's New Zealand, Samoa, Tonga, et cetera, there's always an attachment to it. By virtue of that, heavy metal like this represents really well when it's storytelling time, because heavy metal fucking represents the heaviness that we've gone through on this. The drummer was absolutely crushing it. I forgot who else was agreeing with me, but the riff, you know, or just the pattern did have that bleed kind of vibe. So therefore the drummer, guitar player crushing it. I don't know where it was in the mix where I just felt like I wanted to hear just a smidge more of bass, and the vocalist was crushing it. But I think maybe in the mix also the engineering was a little conservative, and I think maybe, and what I mean by that is it's not a bad thing. I mean, obviously it's almost got 800,000 views, but just I think because I've gotten so used to listening to music that has, you know, maybe a little more emphasis on vocal production, has nothing to do with the performance, just the production. I think I was going, okay, here comes the big hook, and the big hook came. But what they did in the hook is they flooded us with a very rich, wide choral kind of ambient vibe, still keeping the authenticity of the metal behind it. I'd love to see, and it's probably out there somewhere from the Polynesian Islands, metal genre, where they actually use cultural background harmony stylings, because the Tongan Samoans or the Maoris have incredible, when they do their cultural expressions and they're singing about culture and stuff like that, they have some of the most incredible background vocal or choral stacking. So that might be really cool. Anyhow, went really long on that, but very well worth it. Thank you, Rotten Soundgarden. I really appreciate that. It was great to have that come through. Yeah, Alien Weaponry. I did listen to that, but I don't know if I think I've only heard one track from them, but I got to go back and revisit them if I've missed the ones that have that. Okay, well, now we're going to go, we're going to start and catch up with our regular donos based on boosties. And we got to start off with an extraordinary amount of money here. $6,969 donation. Really? Crossface Buffalo? We're doing your track right now, bro. Really what I'm meaning, guys, is that he won the 40,000K redemption, song redemption. So, we's a going. Here we go. Oh, great. Great. All right. I gotta make sure my asthma medicine is next, because he wants us to listen to this. This is so yay. Here we go. Everybody get set.
Yo, homeboy, where you been, man? We been looking for you.
Yeah, we ain't seen you around Burger World lately. So where you been, huh?
Oh, around.
Want a piece of pizza? Think I got extra pizza around here somewhere.
No, that's okay, thanks.
Yo, ding dong, man. Ding dong. Ding dong, yo.
No, thanks, really.
Yo, eat this, man. It's good for you.
I'm not really very hungry right now.
Hey, man, what it is with you? You on some kind of diet? Is that what they teach you in that little sissy school of yours?
Back off me, man. Back off.
The question is, are you fat or what?
Leave me alone.
I said, are you fat?
Get off me, man. Stop it.
You ain't down with us no more. You ain't fat. You ain't fat.
You ain't fat. You ain't nothing. You ain't nothing.
The crickets. Oh my God, it's a classic. Reminds me of that scene in
Your butt is wide, well mine is too. Just watch your mouth, or I'll sit on you. The word is out, better treat me right.
Big Trouble in Little China, right? Thank you.
Of cellulite, ham on whole wheat. All right. My zippers bust, my buckles break. I'm too much man for you to take. The pavement cracks when I fall down. I've got more chins than Chinatown. But I never used a phone booth. I never seen the toes. When I'm going to the movies, I take up 7 rows because I'm fat, fat.
What a brilliant line. When I go to the movies, I take up 7 rows.
You know I'm fat, fat, I'm fat. You know it's fat. You know I'm fat, fat, I'm fat. Come on, you know. Don't you call me pudgy, portly, or stout. Just tell me once again who's fat. When I walk out to get my mail, it measures on the Richter scale. Down at the beach, I'm a lucky man. I'm the only one who gets a tan. If I have one more pie a la mode, I'm gonna need my own zip code. When you're only having seconds, I'm having 23rds. I gotta take their word because I'm fat.
When I get my shoe shined, I've got to take their word because he can't see his feet. It's fucking hilarious.
You know I'm fat. I'm fat. You know it. You know. And my shadow weighs 42 pounds. Let me tell you once again, who's fat? If you see me coming your way, better give me plenty space. If I tell you that I'm hungry, then won't you feed my face? Because I'm fat, I'm fat, so really, really fat. You know I'm fat, you know it. You know I'm fat, I'm fat. You know it, you know. When I sit around the house, I really sit around the house. You know I'm fat, so really, really fat. You know I'm fat, you know it, you know it.
All that's there from the arrangements, the bass, the guitar, the kit, or the trap. What a classic. I don't know how many of you have never seen this because I was watching a lot of people laughing at certain things. And, you know, if you weren't around for this in 1988, this is what it was. So I saw somebody leave a comment saying that was his, you know, comedic peak. I've never seen him, you know, slip from that peak. I just think the kind of energy that he puts into thinking about the lyrics behind it. When I go to the movies, I take up 7 seats. I mean, the guy is an extraordinary talent. But here's something that musically, let's talk about this really quick. Obviously, that was a takeoff of Bad, but he kept the music part of this at its minimum. Bass line, trap, or kit, that Paul Jackson Jr. guitar, clean sound, with the occasional just horn riff really quick during the hook. So it was all emphasis on obviously his lyrics and the video. So it didn't have to be a stellar musical production kind of thing, but it doesn't matter because I think nobody really pays any attention to it at that point because they know what he's doing. He's doing a spoof on this and he crushes it. And so, yeah, this is what I looked like when I was on the Manatee Beach show. Yeah, that's the other thing, MP3. He does have original. He has original music as well, you know. Oh, I'm sorry, it's just pouring out there. So it was just badass. It's bad. I didn't mean to do it that way. It's bad. It's bad. So thanks for bringing that in. Thanks for cashing in on your 40,000 redemption points. I really appreciate that, hanging out that long. So cool beans. All right, here we go. Super Dono Chase. Lisa Wolf, how are you? Thank you. That is a very courteous and very kind dono. Thank you very much. Let's see what Lisa's got here. We're going to be listening to Vinnie Moore. Ooh, Race with Destiny. Felt like sharing another Vinnie Moore track. This comes off the 1988 album Time Odyssey, which features a very young Jordan Rudess, which is the pianist from Dream Theater, playing keyboard on his first album. He would also release his own debut solo album the same year, meaning this is a pre-Dream Theater Jordan Rudess and his debut. Beyond that, the album IIRC was recorded on a simple 4-track recorder, and this track rips. All right, let's go. Where's Lisa? Is Lisa here? Oh, please be Lisa. Oh, there you are. Hi, Lisa. I see your little heart kitty thing. Here we go. Full on neoclassical. year did this release? It's got full Yngwie going on. This is 1988. Okay. Shit, Vinny just is such a crusher. Lisa, did you say correctly this is on a 4-track? Wow. You know, with 4-track recording, you just know that this is like minimal of any kind of punch-ins. Yeah, that's really important in Australia, that lack of noise. See, I can only play air piano, the stuff like that. I think between the both of them, Almond. Boy, somebody call the janitor because, man, the sweeping is out of control. That was so bad. I like the back and forth between the neoclassical and just straight up metal riffage. That fill on the drums. Well, they definitely have overheads on the drums. They could have been taking it all into a channel, just a single channel, like a stereo channel is the... like a group bus and then... freaking precision. I can't even say precision. Precision. Really good. Nice legato. Many very short notes. Yeah. You know what's even more outstanding about this is they probably said, oh, let's do another pass. Let's try it again. And they probably would have sounded just as good. So this is like, this is young. So you get to see Vinny when he's young and Jordan Rudess when he's young. And I don't know who the drummer was and everything. This is that young energy. This is when you have that precision. But you know what happened was that Yngwie just cracked open that like crossover sound of him taking... the neoclassical vibe. Not to say it wasn't there. It was almost like the only reason why I go into Yngwie, it's obvious that was a pull, not from Yngwie, because obviously Vinny and many actual metal guitar players in the 80s were classically trained. But it wasn't until Yngwie came around and made it cool, like made it a thing. I'm not saying that there were an essence of it out there, but for some reason Yngwie was just kind of that one that blasted open the gates with that neoclassical vibe. And then guys like Vinny, everybody else was going, fuck man, I've been doing this since I was 3 years old. Now I can do it. For them, that's just like, second nature and stuff. Well, of course, with a shit ton of, wood shedding and practicing and everything else that, that went along with it. But there were some times though when Vinny was flexing in between the neoclassical guitar vibes and then maybe a little more legacy style pentatonic metal riffage. But after a while, it just gets to the point where you just have to listen to technique. They're all going super fast. They're all wailing 30 seconds and stuff like that. And I mean, with Jordan as well, just mind numbing, So, yeah, you're right, Alman. He definitely had his ego. He wore his ego below his belt. But, he's still out there doing it, And it's mind-numbing that Yngwie still has plowed forward for every freaking genre that's ever went up against the metal scene. Yngwie's got to be. I don't think he gets enough credit as just being a powerful force. Wasn't that the name of one of his albums too? Power Force or Force the Power or something like that, where he's just made himself through. And he's still playing shows. He's still doing things. So. Yeah, he's still crushing UFO. Anyhow, yeah. Oh, God, I would love to see Yngwie and Mustaine in the same world. Yngwie, what are you talking about? That's nothing. I'm sorry, that was my Mustaine imitation, but Oh, that was a mess. Shut up, avocado! I don't know, it always sounded like he was clearing peanut butter from his like, I was like, oh, it's hurting my jaw. Fricky dicky. Okay. Lacrimosa. How are you, my friend? I'm sorry. So you're up, my friend. Thank you very much for the kind dono. We're going to be listening to Darkest Hour. We're going to stay in the metal genre. And if I don't think I'm going to be back in before my birthday. If I come back, next Happy Aloha Friday, it'll be a couple days past the old birthday. But I think Lacrimosa, you fall in next week. So happy birthday to you as well. Okay, so we're going to be doing a song called Sound the Surrender by Darkest Hour. So we heard the more thrashy style and the more melodic style. Here's the midpoint with an interesting guitar solo. All right, let's go.
Come on,
You're right, man. It is kind of in that middle zone for them as being a little more melodic and creative and stuff, but still being rock. Oh, I like this part. Ooh, a swing cut time. I like that. Yeah, he hacked on the worms in the bottle. Yeah, this track's definitely showing a lot more of the musical skill, the arrangement quality. But still, like I said, still keeping it ball blaster. Was that in the seventh? Like a seventh harmonic? Or... Oh, these guys are freaking talented. See, this is a neoclassical influence here, because that's an old warm-up pattern I used to do when I was younger. Ooh, it's the first time that I'm really hearing a little more of an emphasis of the key on that. You know, Lacrimoso, a couple things about this track that would stand out for me. Just sometimes it just depends where my brain's at when I'm listening to it. But being an old fart engineer from the analog days and stuff like that, or just how my ear used to work, there's just something to be said about the feeling of mic'd amps, you know, without getting too into it and stuff. It's that moving air in between where you place that mic close in a different part of the speaker and stuff. And that's what I loved about these guitar tones. Just fully remind me of, like, you know, just a little bit of time and dedication for the engineer to be placing that mic where it was to get the kind of tones we have. Another thing I want to talk about is the musicianship on this particular piece that you decided to share with us. This now put, like, my head, when I listen to anything more of Darkest Hour, it's almost like, okay, these guys are smoking musicians, but they're partying in a genre kind of a thing. So in other words, they're you know, a authentic metal band, yet, like I said earlier, some of the stuff that guitar player was doing, the lead guitar player was doing, is a classical warm-up pattern. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that I recognize it from being neoclassical. I could never do it that fast. You know, I was acoustic guitar, nylon, whatever. Another thing is when the vocalist stopped singing is when a little bit more of the arrangements of the musicians started to shine, obviously. You know, they were taking over a little bit more of the melodic charge, if you would, of the track. So then you started hearing a lot more of the harmonies that were going on, you know, whether it was doubled up. There was one line that would happen in the middle. It wasn't quite the solo section, but there was something that happened. It sounded like they had a pitch harmonizer set on a seventh. Seventh. You know, that I thought that was a very creative little run. So this particular track you sent really shows, like you said, that when you said the mid, level of theirs. At first I was like, how? And I fully got it. I think everybody agrees too. The musicality was insane, you know, and of course still kept the authenticity of the ballsy metal. I wasn't watching the video too much, but at one point when I saw the keyboard, you know, cut into it, I thought, okay, well, if they're putting a keyboard cut into it, am I missing something? And I couldn't hear anything until that one little short part of the mix where you heard me go, oh, whoa, okay, there it is. There's the keys right there. So that was definitely a part of it. And I think that probably had to do with however they wrote it. And then the video was a really good play on it, like some kind of Phantom of the Opera kind of vibe on it. So, but that was a killer track. Thanks for slipping that in through here. I appreciate it. And if I don't see you before your birthday, happy birthday, La Cremosa. I appreciate it, really, really do. You've been hanging out for a long time, and I'm glad you're still enjoying coming out and hanging out. Okay, next up, we have a Coral Reefer. I wonder, Coral Reefer, are you here, sir? Coral Reefer? Coral Reefer? There you are. How are you, brother? So a Coral Reefer. Oh, yeah. I'm definitely going to get blocked on this on YouTube, but I love listening to the music from this group. This is from Hilong. I don't know if I say that right, ever. Hilong. The song is Krigsskald. If you haven't heard of Hilong, which I have, sure someone in the chat knows who they are. They're a band who's mainly into folk Scandinavian genre. There's a ton of background history to what they are, but anyways, I prefer the music video just for the clear audio. I know many people like the love version, but the music video definitely tells a story behind story, but in a darker way. Okay. So what my take is so far on Hilong is, if I've said that right, is that I figured you said live version, is that they have a very stoic fan base. So I've been flamed a few times in the comments if I get something wrong, you know, about the nature of the you know, instrument and stuff like that. But I understand where it's coming from because it's very cultural, and I very much appreciate it. So let's do this. This is from Coral Reefer. This is Reefer. It's a little bit of a long song, everybody. Let's go ahead and kind of make ourselves comfortable. All right. Oh, no, it's not that long. My bad. Hi, Lung. Hi, Lung. Okay, thank you. Hi, Lung. How are you? I'm fine. I like how they're getting us kind of saturated, kind of marinating in this kind of vibe to get us kind of set. Yeah, I love the percussion of this. For a quick second, I thought it kind of reminded me of Money, Pink Floyd. Just for a second. I love it because it puts you in such a trance-inducing vibe. I think one of the mesmerizing things is what I said Alman also, is putting out there. But the times that I've watched their live videos too, it's like they're taken by the energy that they're putting out. It's just great to watch too. Because they also have cultural wear and stuff. I like the vocals. Brutal video.
In the forest of the red rain, beloved brother, enemy, I sing my sword song for you, the lullaby of obliteration. I can wake up with a smile and bliss in my heart, and bliss in my heart, and bliss in my heart, my heart. Coexistence, conflict, combat, devastation, regeneration, transformation. That is the best I can do for you. I see the great blue on the horizon. Promises of powerful sun to rise away all moving from maybe all fires of purification, purification. Dying embers, dying embers, dying
recognize that from other of their performances. That I can imagine the gentleman that's doing this one. Yeah, that throat singing, actually, there's a few cultures that do a version of that. That was heavy. Let's just talk about the music at first. The music, obviously, it was very trance-inducing, kind of a rhythmical ceremonial ritual, if you would. There wasn't a lot of stepping out from the drone they had established at the beginning. Whatever, they had that going through that. Then, of course, a very unique addition of more of the metallic percussive patterns that they were using. I think maybe as I watched this video, and this video was produced by them, so that maybe that metallic percussive patterns and stuff had to do with, weapons of war hitting each other, perhaps. Obviously, the story that I just watched over there is, rubber stamped over cultures from around the world, in the tribal narrative of how they conquered each other, brutally take over, another town or a village, and you burn the houses and destroy the crops, and you kill everybody from top to bottom, as a matter of fact, that pattern all the way up through World War II, pretty much. But as far as the cultural storytelling of that, for me, it's really, it was. I can watch this stuff. I'm not like, tripped out by it as much as it is that I can actually, because of what I teach and express where I do the nonprofit work for the Native Hawaiian culture and the kind of brutality that they themselves, as they were, pre-Cook days, were very well known for as well. This is just how it was, that's what it was. It's unique, though, too. The very beginning of the stream, we listened to that Samoan or Maori metal band, and it started off with them in the boat, right? They're in their cultural storytelling. They did it with metal. Hailung did it with, the techniques of the Scandinavian in Hawaii, they call it an oli, but it's kind of a chant, if you would. And then, of course, in the way they do it, too. That's what they're very well known for, is to set you up on a pattern, get you into a glide. It kind of like distills everything. All the discursive brain goes, there's no monkey mind going on, and then they tell you the story and then fill in the whole thing. So that's what I got out of it. And I was very pulled into it. And what's unique about it, too, is, we're almost at 10 million views with this particular track. So it really extends itself throughout the world, this type of percussion, this type of storytelling and stuff like that. So that's music at its best. All right, next up, Judgment Kazi Mazzy. How you busy, doozy, Kazi Mazzy? Judgment Kazi would like us to do a track. How you doing, buddy? This is from the band or the artist Tom Cardy. The name of the song is HYCYBH. He says, this is another 3-hour long song. Enjoy. April Fools. Hope you had a great birthday. Enjoy this lovely track. It's got some great lyrics. All right, here we go.
When my roommate comes into the room looking for his car keys, I don't say it yet. And when he gets me off the couch to check underneath the couch cushions, I don't say it yet. No. And then when he says out loud, I wonder where my car keys are, I still don't say it.
Kind of reminds me of the Cars song. Same as it ever was.
But then he asks me, do you know
The way he's
where my
performing
car
it.
keys are? I look at him in his face and I say, have you checked your vitals? I've not seen your keys, but since you're asking me, you better check out that vital. Of course I'm not serious, I don't think it's up inside your big brown business. But a funny thing to say to someone who's lost their shit and is stressed out visibly, when I see the best man starting to sweat.
A little bit of a Prince vibe here, yeah?
When I see that little ring bearer cunt getting yelled at by his mum, oh, I still don't say it. When I see the groom asking the vicar if they can wait just another 15 minutes, I do not say it. And when the father of the bride starts organising...
Yeah, I was about to say, really Aussie on the accent there.
I want to, but I do not say it. It's the 11th hour with 300 congregants under God's roof. The vicar approaches the mic and suddenly all of the chatter goes mute. He says that they've misplaced the rings. Could anyone possibly know where they are? I know it's my time and all heads turn as I stand and say, Vicar, have you checked your butthole? Get up, get up, butthole. I've not seen your ring, but have you checked your ring? My ring, I mean butthole. Love is patient, love is kind, but if you ask me where you give up,
This is the more edgier version of Weird Al Yankovic.
where's my phone? I lost my loan. I'm losing my patience. Where is your class? I just lost my grandma. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Are you capable of not saying she's up my arsehole? Of course. My condolences. I'm not looking for a silly joke right now. Yeah. What are you looking for? Honestly, just like a shoulder to cry. Have you checked your butthole? Maybe you found your dead grandma up there too. I fucking got you.
Music production is so pop campy, but it's got these little funk fusion-y things.
I've got no close friends. Fucking worth it, baby.
God dang, that was hilarious. You know, it had that Morris time, Princey kind of vibe in the middle of it, and then being that we just listened to the Weird Al Yankovic version of Bad, it was just married right up there with that. So you know, he was on an asshole mission. I thought it was fantastic, but I don't know this artist. This particular video got 14 million views. It was just released 3 years ago. So is Tom Cardy known as a kind of a Weird Al Yankovic type of an artist? Or is this like a weird standoff thing that he did, you know, into more other types of music? It sounds like this would be like his thing, except he takes it, you know, up his asshole. You know, goes a little different direction, but it was a great track. Musically, like I said, it was minimally produced, but it definitely pulled from an era more of a of that 80s. You know, there was a little bit, like I said earlier, Morris time in the day, dyslexia functions on 11. Prince, you know, you know, that kind of vibey, synthy, stabby vibe. I thought it was brilliant. Made me laugh. Quado paid a visit. That was really good. I think everybody here died laughing. If you didn't, I've never heard of the guy, so I thought it was great. Next up, Ginger, Ib you be here. Yeah, you made me laugh. That was chuckle my ass. I was laughing my quado out. Hey guys, Ginger's in the house. Ginger's gonna have us listen to a song. Can you believe it? It's under 45 minutes. I'm kidding, brah. You know I'm kidding. I'm just saying. You know, right now April's a little gem up, but I think in May I'm going to be joining Ginger on his Twitch, on his, you know, hang out a little bit and listen to some music too. So stay tuned for that. Ginger wants us to listen to Psycho Stick or Psycho Shtick? Psycho Stick. And let me see, the song is We Ran Out of CD Space. Okay. So this is called, let me see, his message is, when Psycho Stick was finishing their album, they realized they had one last song to record, but the CD was already at max capacity. I forgot, how many minutes was that? Wasn't that like a 90, weren't CDs like 89 minutes or something? Refusing to cut a track or pay for a double disc release, they decided to brutalize the mix to make it fit. They cranked the distortion, maxed out a compression. It was 120, I think, right? But it depends. I think, I don't know. A chaotic, unrelenting wall of sound so dense that it somehow squeezed under the file limit, but at the cost of the subtlety. The song became their heaviest by default, simply because every instrument was fighting for air in the mix. That's a very good saying. Remember an old engineer back in the day used to say that, had said that a few times. That was good. Fans argue whether it's genius or a happy accident, but the band insists, nah, we were just too lazy to fix it. You see, that's when the band is being authentic. So let's do this, Ginger. All right.
What if the world was made of glazed donuts? You would be like, man, that's fucking sweet. I can't believe the world is made of donuts. What if your hands were made of hot pockets? You would be the first one to be eaten in survival situations. What if your thumb roared like a dinosaur?
Ooh, nice
what
guitar
if you
work.
peed out of your nose? What if your face was shaped like Mexico or trapezoids?
Boy, this
or
is just that show, isn't it?
and Hawaii? What if the world was made of other worlds combined into a world just like the world you started with? What if another world then ate the world made out of donuts, making all the donut people pissed? What if your face was made of bumblebees? You would be like, dude, this really sucks. I do not want a face.
It's like I'm listening to the melody's phenomenal. The guitar playing's phenomenal. But the lyrics, you know, they put that like.
OMG, that's lame. I want a dad made out of ninja robots. What if your pool was filled with applesauce? What if a hot dog was
Between
your
Weird Al,
tongue?
Cardi, and now this, what a perfect stream.
What if your mouth was filled with broken glass and fire ants and three-meat jambalaya? What if you tried to build a spaceship with a cannon that shoots crocodiles at everyone you hate? What if those crocodiles could shoot heat-seeking killer bees, ensuring that there would be no escape?
Well, at least there's rhyme in the poetry.
What if your room was filled with lots and lots of puppy dogs? You would be like, oh, look at the puppy dog. Oh, come here. Oh, what you doing, little guy? What you doing? Oh, doing. Oh, the puppy dog. You're the puppy dog. You're the puppy dog. The puppy doggies. Where do the squirrels go during hurricanes?
You had a very nice little voice, a little vibrato there.
What if your butt was on your chest? What if guitars could squirt out sour cream and nacho cheese and pure sulfuric acid? What if the world was made of...
Absolutely brilliant piece of work. You know why? Because there was this tug of war of me just enjoying the track for what it was. You know, really nice guitar work, kind of heavily compressed. Really nice guitar work. The melody was wonderful. Melodically, this was just phenomenal. But the words were just a twistification of, you know, cluster fudge that you had to listen to it because you kind of say to yourself, being I don't know the history of this band, Ginger, and I don't know what, you know, if this is more like a 12-foot ninja vibe or what do they call themselves now? It's not the call boys, so electric call boys, you know, where they're just tremendously, you know, talented musicians, but they go in this more Jacques-Lardy kind of vibe. You just have to listen to the lyrics and you just go, these guys are just having the best time of their life. Like they wrote a song that, and once again, here's what kills me in the most powerful way about a track like this, Ginger, is that we listen to tracks that are phenomenally produced, performed by incredible musicians. And I'm not even talking about going too far out of the pocket of musicianship, you know, with incredible modes and riffs and lead playing and stuff. Yet something as funky, corny, yet musical like this is 1.6 million views. You know, and that's that thing where sometimes I look at this and I go, wow, it's just, you know, it circles back to the Beck vibe. You know, I'm a loser, baby, and how incredibly impactful that song was as far as the amounts of listens. Something about the simplicity and the laid back of certain productions is just going to always crush over a million hours in the studios getting everything just cherry. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Come for me if I'm wrong. It was a hidden track even. That's even better. But Ginger, quick question. I'm going to move on, but quick question. This was a hidden track, but was this way out there compared to the rest of the album? Like, it was this, like way out. The rest of the album was obviously, was it more musical? Was it more, you know, storytelling? Anyhow, next up, let me see, is Hot Chicken in a Diaper. Yeah, you know, Ren did that too, you know. I think, I'll get back to this for a second. I think Ren's another one of those artists too. He's going through a lot of his shit, you know, and I guess like, he had Lyme disease. He's gone through a lot of stuff. I find him to be tremendously talented. You know, I know there might be some conflict in what he stands for, but fuck, what artist doesn't have a conflict for what they stand for, right? That's why we're artists, for frick's sake. But Ren's another one too that's gone to the more raw. As a matter of fact, you guys are going to die laughing. I was just dicking around, and right now I'm working on a bass line for a track, you know, the one that I sent you guys to listen to, whoever was on Discord, and you know, Aman gave me something to do. And by the way, I did tweak that 300 just a little bit. You're right. It just kind of, I get it. And I'm doing a bass line, which I'm not too sure that I'm in love with yet. So I got frustrated and I put it down. And I sat down and I picked up my ukulele and I played G minor, A, C sus. And that chord pattern, I started going, wait a minute, that's that song, No, I Don't Want to Fall in Love. And I started doing it, and I'm doing a reggae version of now the Chris Isaacs track, so you guys are going to hear that soon. But that's one of those things where it's like, I'm not going to go into big production. I'm just going to give it this kind of reggae chilangalang thing, and I'm just going to just fuck, you know? Just a great song that rings out with that, you know? So anyhow, I'm just saying. All right, because I can say, and that's what I'm saying. So next up, Hot Chicken in a Diaper. We are yes, Wicked Game. So I'm doing a ukulele and voice only version of Wicked Game, but kind of with a reggae twist, with a little bit of Jeeves noodle fingering thing going on. Let me see. So Hot Chicken in a Diaper would like us to listen to some progressive music. Hot Chicken in a Diaper is the perfect lurker. I think Hot Chicken in a Diaper and the Kebab Seller, they have that thing. They pop in. They drop in a little, they don't, and then they'll leave a comment on the YouTube channel. So, let me see. Let me see, what are we doing here? We are going to be doing a track called The Church of the Technochrist. The band is Closure in Moscow. Shout out to my Aussie friends with this band. So, Hot Chicken a Diaper, honoring the Aussie crew. How many do we have it? How many do we have here? How many of my Aussie friends are here? Just type in, oi, oi, oi. I can tell who's here as well. Okay, here we go.
Crystal in the eye, jetsam on the tongue. Yeah, you're lost in your flesh.
I like this stressed voice engineer.
No sisters, no brothers, no fathers, no mothers.
A little bit of sizzle at the top.
And no sons. If you share the substrate, you will find the multitude becomes one. Testify that you may circumvent the analog. Once you get it out the chest,
I like that.
you'll be
Ooh,
ready to
that vocal.
touch God.
Wow.
Pretty little thing, 17, holding my brain. Didn't give a thought to Angola. I stepped on a snail. Oh, then Mama Melly, I think that's a strange. Oh, had to turn it off during a boss battle, and I just couldn't save. Shit, I could go on for days, and I don't wanna deal with it no
This is
more.
badass.
Think I need digital rebirth. I make my friends design my sex indefinitely stay off dead. Get down on the floor, put your hands up for our Lord. His gospel's made of lithium and silicon. Everybody, plug your mind in, and there will be a holy neighbor waiting for you.
God, this really has more of a 70s engineering vibe to it, too. I love it. I love the ride work. I know it seems inconsequential, but this kind of reminds me more of a 70s detective sitcom kind of. What's the name of that TV show that? That lead work, man, oh, I love that single coil vibe. So proggy.
Now on your knees, out. Get down on the floor, put your hands up for our Lord. His gospel's made of lithium and silicon. Everybody, plug your mind in, and there will be no more worries about your pretty little thing. 17, holding your brain. Lord knows you can trust us for sure. Won't lead you astray. Oh, yeah. Not gonna lead you astray.
Ah, this is so good. This is peyote bud worthy. Well, like I'm thinking it and you're typing it, Aman. Yeah, Pity Pie, I can see that for sure. That lead work that's going on here, I love that it's also up on the neck pickup. What an absolute prog jam. You know, and yes, you know what? I have heard there's a very unique prog vibe that comes out of Australia that I find to be refreshingly unique and not overtly show-offy. I don't know if that sounds too dickheadishy to, you know, other, you know, people who enjoy prog and stuff. I just think that that when I listen to prog that comes out of Australia, I think it comes from a different place that is more in tune with me. How about that? That's a safer way to say it, I would think. And it just is. It always seems like it's not. Without a doubt, the musicianship is top notch, but it's not. It's not crushing arrangements to show crushing arrangements. Does that make any sense? It's like I feel I vibe more with the music instead of me having to go into like 4 different levels of listening to this track. Oh, listen to that syncopation. Oh, listen to that meter shift and all that. I just at a certain point I just need to go with the flow. You know what I mean? And I can still enjoy all of this stuff and start to pick out the different nuances, like the settings of the guitars they might be playing through and stuff like that. Plus, what I don't know is if this particular track is an older track from like maybe back in the 90s or the 80s or something like that. The engineering sounds like it would be a little bit more analog in its presentation, and so therefore, and also the arrangements too, and the sounds of the tones. You know, there wasn't an overdose of I don't know, perfection, if you would, in the tones, in the quality of it and all that. So, but it was just fantastic. Aman, I think I saw you say that you thought that the person in the thumbnail was possibly making a Sex on the Beach. As a bartender, if I do believe the Sex on the Beach was vodka, peach schnapps, orange juice, and grenadine. So that could be. Except I think he has is it a lime in an umbrella? Anyhow. So yeah, that was my story. And I'm sticking to it. And I love the track. And I thought it was banging, Hot Chick in a Diaper. So that was Hot Chick in a Diaper saying, how's it, to the folks in Australia, showing some glow there. Okay, let's see who's next. 1 a.m. I haven't seen 1 a.m. since I said that really bad joke. I think he may have ran away. Maybe he jumped into a game, perhaps? 1 a.m., where are you? Are you there? Ha ha! There he is. Your mom. Ah, llévame puta carajo. Que te parió. Go ahead, look that up. Look that up. Go ahead, try to translate that. Let's see what happens. Okay, so 1 a.m. would like us to listen to a track. I got the best mods. It's so funny. This track is called. This is it's from a TV show. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That's how you'd say it if you were from the Philippines. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Very goddamn take on Charles' theme song. What? Every goddamn take of Charles' theme song. Oh, this is going to be entertaining, I think. I know. Uh-oh. When Doc Doom and everyone's saying, oh no, here we go. So I don't know what to expect, but his message is, I hope you've never seen it Always Sunny and have zero context for this. All right, everybody, this is from 1 a.m. He's dropping this on us. This from the response to you guys. I could be in for it. Let's go. What? Bruh. What am I watching? Is he all coked out and that's why his nose is like that?
Beamer.
Oh, the world's an oyster.
A huff and paint? He's busting up. He can't even hold it.
You are the spiders who have crawled up in my home. I don't need oysters like you. Trying to build a house and tell me live in it. I'm drinking soup. I'm not gonna have it. Oysters. I don't need you in my home.
Ah, Jesus. Actually, you're right, Snow Cook. Because even though he's flailing, he's got left-right hand techniques going on there, even though he's just wailing the wrong, you know. Well, this is the theme song for right now in Pennsylvania, right? Yeah, you're right, Snowcook. He just kind of, or Snookhook, he just kind of every now and then gives you just a little essence of, ooh. Oyster pies? Is that what he said? Oh, shit. And he's getting paid buku dollars. Oh, I had no idea it was a Danny DeVito production. See right there, you can tell he has a little bit of talent. Oh, he's part of the cast. I don't watch TV. I don't have cable. Or any of the subscription things. Yeah, so there's the musicality there, Snowcook. Jeez, the guy's got a great head voice there. Dang. There's always a guy with his cell phone back there, getting a reflection off of Danny's head.
There's a spider that represents my soul. Who's been living in this bar? You stuck in it all. Don't think he can shine your fancy ass shoes. I'll tell you, I like my spider. I don't need you coming in. Telling me you don't like things around here. I don't need you with your shiny ass shoes.
See, what 1 a.m. is doing is letting you know what our admin chats sound like. That's what this is. Is this a reference to that 1 a.m.? I'm curious if they actually have a line in from the piano to the sound mixer, or they're keeping it as corny in the show as it sounds, like a one-room, one-mic recording. I like how they put all the stickers on the keyboard so you wouldn't see the brand. Somebody was doing some brand management there for the shoot. But yeah, you're right. It is ragtime.
Charlie, that was a good song. We're not going to win any awards, but
Oh, Kevin, what you call it? Is he the cameraman too? What? These guys must have the best time of their life. What is with these people? I love it. What the fuck? Almost hit the cameraman. That's hilarious, guys. I've never seen this show for nothing, so I don't know what to pull from as far as, you know, the joke behind it. But 1 a.m., you see, this is just so that you guys know what it's like to have an admin chat with 1 a.m. And then we get, you know, Double A in there, and then we get Snake, and we get, you know, Turnip is very like, he controls the faders. We don't hear from Turnip a lot. He controls the faders. He's the man behind the curtain. Ignore the man behind the curtain. In the meantime, 1 a.m. and me and Snake and Double A make this kind of noise. So this is why I believe he had us go through this, just to let everybody know the challenge it is talking to me. I think that was the messaging. I'm kidding. Oh my God. That was great. I think it's more funny where you found how you found it. I mean, this kind of mosh pit of lunacy in here. It was funny though. You got me good, Snake. You got me, Snake. SB, you are up now. You're up, SB. So SB, we are going to be doing a track from Psychedelic Corn Trumpets. Oh my God, I did it again. That's the second time I think that. Corn Trumpets. Porn Crumpets. This is called Newtmare. No, you see, because it's messing with my head. Newtmare Killings Meow. So Newtmare Killings Meow from Psychedelic Porn Crumpets. Good morning, Abba and Nikados. I thought that considering I'm seeing them tonight, I'd give you some live crumpets to feast on. My usual gig buddy can no longer go because they won't allow him to bring the walker in for the mosh pit. No, I'm sorry. I didn't say that. I'm sorry. I'm just playing. No, I'm just playing. Come on. Don't come for me. I'm sorry. And so although I'll have Amon with me. Oh, what? Really? So I won't be alone in the mosh. All right. This is going to be fun. Let's go. All right. Boop-a-doo. Wow.
Hands the mill upon a parade of the royalty bowler, trembling cascade. How the seagulls enjoy a battered article of journalism's finest Hollywood casinos.
Wow, that's so badass. It's got a Zeppelin vibe to it, doesn't it? I mean, more progressive, but still. Oh my God, the guy's using a podcast mic for his vocals. I think it's hilarious. He just pulled the foreskin off. I mean, the top thing. Actually, that might be the allure to the sound that he's getting with his vocals on that too, because it's a different condenser diaphragm on these things. Really? Do they really fentanyl? Bass player said, "Come and take a look at me. I'm over here." Got a little surf punk in there a little bit, like a little Primus vibes. Yeah, the drummer's like, hey. It's got a little pig nose vibe too. You know, remember the little Marshall pig nose amps? Okay, so this must have been at the drummer's house or something. Do you see all those kits back there? Or no, I don't know. Maybe it's a little better over here. So you see all the kits in the back there? So we must be at the drummer's house doing this. And which is funny enough because I was just about to say, with the engineering-wise on this track, first of all, the riff and the playing, there was like different sections when the drummer went to a cut time, a double cut time to it. The tones of all the instruments kind of felt like they were running it out of little pig nose amps or I mean, obviously there's no pig nose there. I'm looking at the room. But they definitely made a point of underemphasizing the distortion and everything like that and making it sound like you go in and you're just walking through Guitar Center and taking your quarter inch and plugging it into different amps and you find one that's just all gurdy and hurdy-gurdy, not like musical instrument hurdy-gurdy, but just kind of cheesy, which is really funny because when I pointed out the fact that the vocalist was singing through a podcast mic, which is like this one. This is the identical one. This is the same one that he had. He just, hello, buddy. Put you back on. Sorry, guys. Should have told you before I did that. Y'all probably just went, fuck, dude. But the drums sounded fantastic. The drums were crystal. You know what I mean? And I love the energy. It had that ska punk. Some other people, the Dillinger Escape Plan. Let's see who else. Some people came up with, what else did it sound a little like? Jane's Addiction, Queen of the Stone Age kind of vibe. But I thought it was, the guy's voice was incredible, but I was kind of a little like enamored with the fry of it. And I think Australia asked me that I was talking about the diaphragm, just in case it was a question. The diaphragm is what's in a mic, and the response of the diaphragm, it looks like a little piece of plastic. It could be cheap diaphragm positioning or it's kind of like a sensor in a camera, the size of the sensor and stuff, bring out different tones and responses. So, oh, it was a bad sex joke. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just saying, trying to follow up on, just in case. I'm just saying, Yeah, I have the podcast version of it, I believe. Hang on. Oh. Yeah, it's the podcast version. Okay, here we go. Sorry. Okay, there we go. Okay, here we go. Am I sure? I knew it. I was waiting for somebody. Good one, Snips. All right, who's coming up next? Next up is Senor Rui. How are you, Senor Rui? Are you here? I think you is. Okay. Hi, Senor Rui. How are you, buddy? So, we're going to sit down and relax for a little bit of a listen here. This is from Blade Runner 2049. The song is called Seawall. This is from Hans Zimmer and Benjamin Wallfish. Wallfish? This plays during the climax of the movie. Some of heavier, abrupt bass notes in the sync to the visual of large waves violently crashing on the beach at night. This is a vibe. Get your ambient ethereal bingo cards, everybody. Get them ready. All right, this is coming in from Senor Rui, and thank you for the domination, too, as well. I hope you're doing well. Happy Aloha Friday. Very bitey in the mix. This is ethereal, kind of like picking out nose hair right now. This almost sounds like something that Mick Gordon would write, yeah? Doesn't this have Mick Gordon vibes? Sexy slick that thing in there. Gave us a little major. That deep pad in the back though, that reminds me of the old Prophet VS. For those of you who remember that keyboard. Nice sweep in there. This is really Vangelis. I mean, Vangelis. Terry's the fire dude. This is for one whole scene, Senor. But is it back to back? Yeah, so it's one long, even though it's a scene change. It is real smooth. And yeah, Senorita, but as far as like composing atmosphere, I mean, that's one of the things that Hans Zimmer is, as far as I'm concerned, is in my book, is one of the masters of ethereal atmospheric composition. I can tie that in, Senorita, with the wave crashing. But I like the balance between the dark, frying sizzle aspect of the arrangement and these really glassy pads that come up in the top. But that juxtaposition between the grittiness of the bottom and the glassiness on the top, I think that's what makes the magic in something like this, even though I don't know what the scene is. Because obviously this mixed in with whatever else is going on in scene. Dialogue or something, you know, where does it sit? But listening to it like this. But also almost sounds like it's an end scene, like maybe close to the end of the movie or something. Like this is some kind of reveal. Ooh, what a piece of music, man. And it definitely is very head trippy. You know, like I said, I think Senorita, like I had mentioned earlier through the track when I was saying there was just that pull between the darker, grittier bottom end of it, and he kept on throwing in these like nice, softer passages of or shinier, glassier pad work on top. I guess to really enjoy it would be to see it against scene. But since you kind of gave me a background of it, and I'm a little familiar with the Blade Runner series or movies, I could see how this would be the obvious go-to sounds and textures for an ambient scene. So, but it was really cool. I was at a point going, should I take a break now after this? And then I said to myself, nope, I'm going to do one more. So I am going to do one more right now. Then I'm going to take a break, and I'm going to come back and just keep going. Right now I'm going to do the Ryder Wolf Studios. And let's see what the Ryder Wolf Studios would like us to check out. We are going to be listening to a song called Finders Keepers. This is a live performance by Ben Howard. And I don't know if the Ryder Wolf Studios is here with us. The message is a beautiful mess filled with questioning poem story about some friend finding a suitcase with a dead body in it. Enjoy. I know that wasn't the intent of the message, but it sure read that way. Anyhow, so let's check this out. This is once again from the Ryder Wolf Studios. Artist is Ben Howard, and the song is Finders Keepers. Let's see what we got here. All right. Okay, we're going to have some fun with a little abstract experiment ponging. I think that's kind of funny the way he's showing the radar, like as if that's the pinging that is picking up. See if we can pick out a meter out of this, or at least a tempo. I'm guessing. After sewing together all the delays. Or maybe they're saying it's sending the message out to other galaxies.
What's that in the river, that suitcase that we floating? What's that in the river, that suitcase, that pearl? I was asking for you. What's that in the river, that suitcase, that thing? Somewhere in mine. What's that in the river, that suitcase, that thing on my mind? What's that in the river, that suitcase, that pearl?
Guys, I'm really digging this track.
I was asking for you. What's that in the river, that suitcase, that thing floating by? What's that in the river, that suitcase, that thing? Somewhere in mine. What's that in the river, that suitcase, that pearl on my mind? Isn't there a birthday?
Yeah, Aman, I think I need to become an official fan.
At this hour, at this time. What's that in the river, that suitcase, that thing on my mind?
Aloha, Western Crafter. Thank you for your sub.
Why am I stood here, water up to my knees? Isn't there a birthday, a place I should be? Isn't there a birthday? Why is it always me? Finding things I should never have seen. Why is it always me? Finding things I should never have seen.
Finding things that I should never have seen.
Where are the angels at this hour? This hour of light-filled minutes. Where are the angels at this hour? This hour of light-filled minutes.
piano. What a great track. I guess Aman had reminded me that I had listened to Ben Howard at an earlier point, and I was just taken back as well from one of those tracks, so I saved it. As I just saved this one, I found this one for me because I love the playfulness of how the delays were kind of. If you don't know, if you're not a musician, with delays, except for back in the days, 70s and the early 80s and stuff, delays, especially now with DAWs and stuff like that, you can actually set them to respond in any tempo, triplets, dotted eighths, on and on and on and on, so that the delays would actually fit or sync into your DAWs or digital audio workstation's tempo. If it's at 100 beats per minute, it'll lock itself and do its thing. And that could be extremely playful in setting moods and stuff, but there was something slightly more like as if it's almost like sometimes composers or musicians will choose to detune a little bit of something just so that it can give you kind of like that 432 hertz kind of vibe. That's a whole different world, but you know if you know. So it kind of reached you differently, and it kind of had that kind of binaural beat vibe to it. So at first I was like going, okay, I'm getting what he's doing. I'm loving the vibe. And then I had to sit there and kind of dissect in my mind the delays going back and forth, and let me see if I could pick up what the tempo was. So that's why after about, I don't know, 2 measures, I was going, okay, it's in my head. And then once he started coming in and singing, he got into a little bit more of an organized pattern with the guitar. I also love the subtlety of the piano work that was in the background. The tone of his voice is phenomenal. This is, once again, one of those tracks that makes me, it sends it to home to me how powerful simplicity could be, But that's the thing. You got to hit that magic, ding, ding, ding of simplicity in order to make it work. Otherwise, anybody can, hit a stick against a sparklets bottle, filled it a certain way, and it becomes a hit. That's probably happened too at some point in our world.